The landscape, healthcare in Quesnel, BC is changing. Now, the city's mental health assistants are on the move.
Eugene Pascuzzo?
In the Avery Clinic, a busy medical center with 5 GPs and plenty of patients, MOA Shelley Fennell has a new role.
I was just doing the clerical duties, making appointments, booking appointments, making up charts, filing, answering telephones, and that sort of thing.
Shelley received special training designed to guide her in helping patients with diabetes manage their condition.
I love the added responsibility because it just gives me a variety, and it's more of a one-on-one contact with the patient, which I really enjoy. Do your shoes rub on your feet, get any blood or discharge on your socks, anything like that?
No.
There's always something to do, and it's always changing.
With the new system, Shelley interacts with the patients. She conducts foot exams, records height, weight, and blood pressure information, enters flowsheet data, and gives patients copies of their flowsheets.
We spend more time with the patients, and they feel like they are being cared for more because we are spending a lot of time prepping them, which saves time for the doctor.
For patients, the changes are refreshing.
I'm very pleased with the changes that have occurred in the clinic.
Dr. Mark Walker believes the changes are beneficial to the overall medical care the clinic delivers.
I think I'm doing more preventive stuff in a quality way, in an accountable way. And I think patients, they also are open now to the concept of a healthcare team with a diabetic clinic, a medical officer assistant, and a dietitian. So there's a whole team that's working in chronic care. The toes are looking good.
Like, we want to be able to quantify that this is actually working. And every month we've improved the patient's outcome. And we circulate the statistics to all the doctors and staff, and we all go, yay, Avery, you know. So there is that sense of accomplishment, and I think everyone's enjoying that.
Meanwhile, over at the general practice of Dr. Andrew Sear, MOA Rosalind Schimmelfennig is taking her new role even further. In addition to the record-keeping and foot exams, Rosalind is also helping diabetic patients directly with their self-management.
How's your self-management goals going?
Including goal setting, review, and follow-up for motivation and goal achievement.
Your treadmill, out of 10, how would you say this is working for you?
It would be very high.
What do you think, 8, 9?
9.
9? I do enjoy working with the patients and helping them with their self-management goals. Debbie is a good example where she's now learned where she can alter her plan on her own and make herself quite successful.
When I see the charts and the flow sheets that we just did, I know if my cholesterol is getting a little bit high, then I know I've got to make some changes in my diet before the next time I see him. So it gives a lot more control.
Specially trained MOAs like Rosalind may also be responsible for accessing and inputting data to the CDM toolkit, creating patient reports from the toolkit, creating patient registries, planning recall and follow-up appointments, scheduling patients, and organizing patient group visits. And using the MOAs differently has produced good results. Dr. Sear's success at getting his diabetic patients onto appropriate clinical guidelines is about 50% better than average.
I've had improvements in the patient's own control of their blood sugars, so we're meeting targets in greater numbers. Hi Debbie, how are you doing?
Thanks.
Good. For the practice, it's much more satisfying. The patients understand their condition. I feel I'm getting somewhere. They feel they're getting somewhere. And the MOAs have taken a huge interest in managing the practice. And so their enthusiasm has meant that it's a really fun place to work here.
Better medicine, better working conditions, and Dr. Sear has a third reason to urge his colleagues to consider making similar changes to their practices.
As if they're not doing it, they're leaving money on the table because the BCMA does pay for completing the flow sheets and giving good care.
Change. It's necessary, sometimes challenging, but for these people in Quesnel, the rewards are well worth the effort.
I think it's great because I like to be the engineer of my own train. And if I have the data and I have the professional people with me, then I think, we can make good decisions.
I enjoy being with the patient one-on-one, and helping them with whatever situation they're in.
Before, the relationship was more one-sided, where all I did was show up and follow the doctor's orders. Now I've got more responsibility for my own health, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because who knows myself better than I do?
Yeah, it is working. Well, it always feels great to help others, right?